Hello, welcome back to the YouTube. Today I'm packing some orders. If you're new here, my name's Charlie and I run a small pottery business called Grub Mugs on the south coast of Australia. And this is my little studio. It's just the garage, but I turned it into my studio where I make everything. Today I'm actually packing a few orders, so I thought it would be the perfect chance to show you my new thermal label printer that Phomemo sent me. Up until now I've just had the worst process with that, so I really hope this is going to help out my business and make me a lot faster at packing. But let's start by doing a little unboxing together and I'll show you everything that they sent me. So the first thing is the actual label printer itself, and I'll leave the exact name and model of this printer on the screen as well as in the description of this video. It came with these other attachments too, which you connect to the printer if you want to make stickers, so I'll show you how I do that later in the video. It came with these two power cords, one's for the US and one's for the UK, which I'm actually in Australia, so I did need an adapter to be able to plug this into my wall. So just keep that in mind. If you are in Australia or a country that's not the US or the UK, you will need an adapter, which is easy enough. I just went and got one from Bunnings and then it plugged straight into my wall. It came with a bunch of other cords and adapters for whatever setup you're using. I think some of these are for plugging it into your computer, and this is the actual paper that you print the labels with. It also came with a few packs of these round stickers. These ones were all different colours, and then there were some holographic ones too. And I honestly think this is going to change my life, so maybe I'll show you the setup I've been using before because it's actually diabolical. So this is where I normally pack all the mugs. I have just been using a regular printer to print off my shipping labels, and that seems all well and good, but there's actually quite a few issues with it. Look how big this is. Well, I get it's a normal printer, but bloody hell, that's huge compared to this little guy. I'm sorry, you served me well, but it's time that you be replaced. This feels kind of sad, but not really. Maybe we should spice this up and make it all fresh. I'm so excited to pack now. Yeah, now I'm going to show you how I actually pack a mug. So over the years I have packed hundreds of mugs, and this is the best method I've found. If I'm just sending one mug, I use one of these 150 by 150 cube boxes. I use this honeycomb paper to wrap the mugs in, and then I get these packing peanuts which the ladies at the local bookstore save for me and just give to me in huge bags, which is so great to be able to reuse that instead of having to buy these. And then these are my thank you cards that I put in the package. I used to get these printed at Vistaprint, but now I just use my local printer company, and they're so good and fast and cheap, so it's good to support the local printer company while they're still around. And then I use this brown paper tape to tape up the boxes. Now this corrugated cardboard is an absolute game changer, and I don't think I've had any mugs break since I started using this in my packaging, but I just cut it into strips, and I got mine from Bunnings, but I think it would be pretty easy to find if you just search corrugated cardboard. But basically what it does is creates nearly a second box and an extra protection around the mug, which is perfect, especially if your mug you're sending has a handle on it. So once I've wrapped it in the honeycomb paper, I then take the strip of corrugated cardboard and wrap it really tightly in this. And you can see how that's created a whole protection layer around the mug. I then just fill up the bottom of my box with some of the packing peanuts. And you can see all this space around the mug needs to be filled completely with packing peanuts, so the mug itself is never touching the edge of the box. And I really just pack a lot, as many as I can, into the box, and it should be hard to close at the end. If you were to pick up this box and shake it, you don't want to hear any movement inside, which means that the mug is secure and in place, and if anything knocks it while it's traveling, it's not going to impact the mug. Then it was time to set up my label printer, so I just scanned this QR code that came in the package, and that took me to the app where you print from. It was super easy to set up. I literally just installed the app and connected it by Bluetooth, and then it was ready to print. Once you put the paper in, the printer just makes sure it's aligned by itself, and then you just press print on your phone once you've got your label ready, and it comes straight out. You can also connect this to your laptop as well, but I just find it easier doing it straight from Shopify on my phone. So that's how I pack my mugs, to pretty much guarantee they're not going to break on the way to the customer. I really recommend buying all your packaging materials in bulk because it just makes it a lot cheaper. So when I buy these boxes, I'll buy 200 at once, and I still seem to go through them so fast. It's also worth asking other businesses in your area if they're getting rid of packaging supplies like packing peanuts, because that can save a lot of money too. But I'm really excited to test it out to make some stickers as well, which I think is what these other parts are for. So let's set that up now and see how it goes making a sticker. So as you saw, the package came with these other attachments, and I'm just putting those onto the printer. They clip in, so then you can put your sticker roll on and start printing stickers. I had this idea to write grub mugs out of clay and then take a photo of it to make a sticker. After I'd taken my photo, I just uploaded that in the Phomemo app and selected how many copies I wanted and started printing. I'm actually so excited how this machine can make stickers, because I've really been wanting to include stickers on my boxes for a while, but they're quite expensive to purchase online. So now I can just make them at home, and it's so easy. Now that my mug is completely packed in its box, I'm going to put it to the ultimate test and kick it down a flight of stairs to see if it will break. I wasn't very happy with my first attempt, so I decided to do a second attempt and really give it some. I actually think this is a pretty accurate test, because I think the courier people really throw these packages around when they're delivering them. But when I opened her up, she was all intact. After packing a few orders today and testing out this printer, I can definitely say I would recommend it if you have a small business and you're packing a lot of orders. Some of my favorite things about it were how easily it connected up to my phone, and it was super easy to set up. I literally just downloaded the app, connected it, and I could start printing. I appreciate how slim and small it is, which just gives me so much more space on my packing table to be packing, rather than all that space being taken up by a giant printer. Also like that you don't need any ink for it. I don't really understand how that works, but I mean, if I'm not having to spend extra money on printer ink, then I'm happy about that. I honestly wish I got one sooner. It's also so cool how it can make stickers. One downside I would say is just that if you're in Australia, you will need an adapter. I mean, that's an easy enough fix. I just went down to Bunnings and got a adapter, and then it works fine. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you Phomemo for sponsoring the video today. I'll leave the exact make and model and the link to where you can find it in the description of this video. I hope you learnt some helpful packing tips if you're sending ceramics or sending things for your business. I know these are a lot of things that have helped me, and I've definitely learned along the way and after breaking quite a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!